And now a word from our sponsor, Gary's Wholesale Sausage Emporium. Are retail hot dog prices making you crazy? Come on down to Gary's for all your discount dog needs. Was this really the best we could do?
Blue Apron passed.
Okay. Let's get vulnerable, Langley. Let's get sexy. First caller gets 11 feet of Gary's signature summer sausage.
This is how it is. 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 Today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is. Today. This is how it is. Today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is. This is how it is. Today on Pop Culture Minefield. Today on Pop Culture Minefield.
That intro was so long. I'm sorry, guys. That's the end of the show. We'll see you next week. Just kidding.
Good night, everyone.
Where did you find that clip from the beginning?
That's the latest episode of
It was
Family
so
Guy.
cool.
And this whole thing about Gary's Sausage Emporium, I'm like, I'm going to clip that.
That has to be a clip, yeah.
I actually really chuckled at that whole thing. I'm like, oh my God, Gary this, Gary that. 11 feet of Gary's sausage. Like, holy shit, I like that.
As the deceptive advertisement. Do not believe it.
One of the neat things is we just watched the latest episode of Family Guy, and it was actually kind of funny. It was fun. I laughed a few times. I had a really loud laugh at one point, so loud that she thought I was asking her to stop the video. I'm like, no, I was just laughing and coughing at the same time. So I got that going for me. How about you guys?
Well, I'm here. So
And I'm
have
feeling
that one
human
going for me.
again. I've got that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Steven?
Huh? Same. Alive.
I'm so glad I'm hanging out with you
Talkative
guys.
as always. Same.
Oh, so much dynamic energy. It's hard to hold you back. Hey, what's up, Fluff Chip Productions? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. What's in the mouth or in the beak of that little parakeet? What is that?
No, it's behind it, apparently.
Oh, it's behind it. I thought it was holding it in its beak. Man, oh man. Last night we had a really good time. I had to leave early because we had a little accident here at the house. And
No, everybody's okay?
it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh.
But we were having fun last night doing Bill and Ted. And you know, I'd seen that movie so many times, but it wasn't until I'm sitting there watching it with Anima that I went, wait a minute, I know that high school. And I looked at it, I'm like, I've been on the campus. That's not California. And then I found out they shot a lot of the film in Phoenix. I'm like, yeah, that's my siblings' high school. Almost all my siblings graduated from that high school. It's in Scottsdale.
I like it when you find stuff like that, watching stuff with me.
On top of that, I noticed that Ted's, or is it Bill's dad? Do we open in Bill's dad's place or Ted's?
Pets.
Ted's. So if you see an air conditioning unit on top of a house, that's Phoenix.
Yeah, you told me
To my
that.
knowledge, it's the only city that does that. And it's to keep all the critters out of your AC units, so they put them up on the roofs and keep snakes, scorpions, and black widows out of it. Even though you can't stop black widows, they're going to go in there if they want to. So, but anyway, I noticed it was Phoenix. I'm like, oh shit! Not to mention, you see a few saguaro cactus in the film, and I'm like, oh my god! And then I went and looked it up, and I'm like, shot around my hometown, Phoenix, which is funny because then you jump forward in time and go watch Steven Spielberg's movie about biopic about his family, and that is clearly not Phoenix, even though it's supposed to be Phoenix. What was that? What did he say? I was reading it right when he dropped it. Run to the Sun. Yeah, he's in that video. I think D-Bud brought that up.
Yep.
And it's true. He did do some dancing. He was almost an Olympic swimmer.
No, he was an Olympic
He was
swimmer.
in the Olympic trials. No, he was not. He tried out and didn't make it twice. And it's his greatest regret that he never made the Olympic team.
That
But he
guy
was-
is so competitive.
He's very competitive. He was a very good swimmer, and he swam for England's team for a long time, for a few years. And ironically, one of the ways he made money, because I remember this when Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels came out. I was reading about behind the scenes stuff and found out that he was really kind of known for being on the street corner selling
Things.
knockoff jewelry. Knockoff jewelry is what it was. He was a con man, and he got hired by Guy Ritchie because Guy Ritchie saw him at a model event, and a French model event, and hired him on the spot. And then he found out all these things about him. And what was the other thing that was really amazing about him? He grew up with and is best friends with Vinnie Jones. They grew up together. In fact, Vinnie Jones, when he's a kid, got him into soccer, football, okay, and got him to join the team. And it's so funny because they would remake, and by the way, I've made the thumbnail for it. In fact, before I say it, I'll just go ahead and upload it here real quick so you'll know that this is something we're going to do sometime soon, because I don't know how we're going to pull this off with you, Martin, because I want to do all 3 films
In one show.
because we're going to discuss the 3 films. And as soon as I get this uploaded, you'll know what I'm talking about because I don't want to give it away before you see the graphic.
Well, we can not do a slideshow and just have scenes or pull up images from the 3 movies and just talk like other channels do.
We could do that. Hey,
So,
Snorty. I got to say hi to everybody. Please, I'll get right to it as soon as this thing uploads. And I can tell you what film. We're going to do all 3 movies. And I'm looking forward to talking about them. There we go. The Longest Yard remake, and then the British remake called Mean Machine, starring Vinnie Jones and Jason Statham. And I like all 3 films, but one of them is clearly the best, and we'll discuss that one. So who all is here? Let's see who all is here. So I can hi to everybody. I see, of course, yeah, D-Bud, because I saw his comment about the music video. And yes, it's true. He was in a music video, but that is really not what got him discovered. He was discovered at a model event where Statham was modeling. Penny is here. Hi, Penny. It was so sad. She had to leave early last night. And I like when she says goodnight. And all of us, all of us love you, Penny. All of these channels, we just love you. And it's clearly we also really, really, really like D-Bud Martin. I avoided saying love. Fluff Chicken Productions, Connie Cleary, Gambit 1987, and of course our good buddy Snorta Poopus Cuber. Welcome to the channel. So we're just going over some of the pre-trivia to this movie, and I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of this film. I really am. And,
I enjoy it this time, and I'm always impressed.
Yeah, you weren't in a mood this time.
Yeah, let's not get into this. I'm just like,
Don't put her in a mood, please.
watching the behind the scenes movies. I'm always so impressed when actors come to a movie and they immediately are like, "Yeah, I want to do as many of my stunts as I can," because
he did.
He immediately said, "I need to do my own fighting," because people talk differently.
He did some of the other stunts as well.
So, yeah. But
Yeah,
that
whole
was very
jumping
particular with the fighting that needed to be him to look like him.
Yeah, jumping from one vehicle to the other and then doing that somersault,
insane.
kicking in the windshield was him. And it's like I was impressed with Statham in this film. But a lot of people don't know this, that this movie was inspired by the BMW car commercials called The Hire, starring what is his name?
Clive Owen.
Clive Owen, yeah.
Clive Owen, thank you, Clive Owen. And they were really good. Don't get me wrong. They're little
Yes.
short films, little vignettes, and they were really fucking awesome. And I heard they did another one in 2016, and I've never seen it, so I need to.
I may
it.
have it because I'm in the habit to collect those.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy is here. What's up, buddy? So The Hire were very simple stories where the driver is hired to go do something and show just how badass the BMW was. And that was it. It was a promotional short films for BMW. And that inspired the guy to write the initial synopsis for the screenplay. It came with the story. And I forget the guy's name, the guy that came up with the story. And he was told by Luc Besson to take it to Robert Mark Kamen. And he took it to him, and he wrote out the script pretty much the way it is in the film. And then Luc Besson came in and added his own little touches to it. Even though he's not the director of this film, he's what we refer to as the George Lucas of the film, meaning he backseat drives.
Yeah, because it looks a lot like a Luc Besson movie.
Yeah, it has that feel. It really does. And I like that. I got to be honest with you. And I've also felt sometimes that, you'll see little inspirations from The Professional. And it felt like there were some of those in this film.
His character reminds you a lot of Leon.
Yeah, Leon.
His OCD, and he never smiles. He's very strict about sticking to the rules. He's constantly taking it out on himself. See,
And
that's
the
what you
rules
get
are
for
great.
breaking the rules.
Rule number 1, never change the deal. Rule number 2, no name. Number 3, never open the
package.
And he broke all 3 himself in the first act. And it's so funny.
But that's usually how it goes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
These things
And
always
worse
get
than-
started because these guys break their own rules.
Worst part is he fell in love with the package.
Well, I mean, look at her for Pete's sake.
Yeah, I know.
She made
It's
it
like,
easy.
what red-blooded
she wanted to be
heterosexual
safe.
male wouldn't fall in love with that, right?
I think she started hitting on him just for him to make sure she's safe, and then they fell.
Yeah, that's absolutely what she was doing. She was sizing him up. And
Hey, Sax.
but then something really happened. That there was this. Care Bear, what's up, Zax? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm his travel agent now because he's planning a trip overseas again.
Oh.
Ask me some things. I hope you make it to Croatia, Sax. It's beautiful there.
Oh, and Read by Nature is here. What's up, brother? So,
did you went through the list of people in the chat?
I think
yes, I did. Yeah. So the film was inspired by the short films The Hire with Clive Owen for BMW, which were producing promotional effort for their sports cars. Filming took place on location in south of France, Nice, Saint Tropez, Cannes, Marseille, and Cassis. Is that it? Cassis. I don't know how to pronounce that one.
Cassis, yeah.
Yeah, I said it right then. Fuck.
Yeah.
Everybody's responding.
You can say can, right?
Yeah.
And most Americans that I know say can instead of can.
Freaking busy here.
Jason Statham performed most of his physical and driving stunts for the film. There were a few things that were too advanced for him to be behind the wheel on. And Shuki, adorable little Chinese actor, spoke almost no English when she was cast. She went back and within a month came back and was speaking fluent English.
Well, she had an agent kicking her in the ass and telling her to learn English, but she went back
but
to
we've heard this
wherever
before.
she was based and learned it there in a quick course.
We've heard this before. Remember the last one we did, Wasabi.
Yeah.
That she was learning to say her lines phonetically, but in the process ended up learning English, which I thought was cool, and French. So,
I mean,
Jason Statham again performed most of his stunts. Like I said, there was a handful that were so dangerous that they wouldn't let him do it. Insurance company.
Yeah.
I need seconds here, a couple of seconds to run this one.
Shut the fuck up, Kyle.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
impressive how fast
Yeah,
they learn the
Zach.
language, but as somebody who's not a native English speaker, I found it really easy to learn. I think it's one of the easiest languages to go for.
Well, so much of it is based on languages you already spoke anyway.
That's not
English.
it. Compared to French,
English is a
and
bastard
Croatian,
language. First of all, English is a bastard language.
I'm just saying the grammar is pretty straightforward when you compare it to languages like Croatian. Hello, 6 cases. That's fucked up grammar.
What's tough for you and for foreigners is learning colloquial English, because every state region has their own fucking things.
And I'm more used to the British colloquial terms than to the American. I'm getting there though.
What's funny is like it's popular here in the US from the South to the Midwest is ain't. And I still say it. I say ain't all the time. And that comes from the Old English, which is aren't, ain't it. Oh, hey, look who's sporting a beard. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
good, buddy.
Good. It's Hire that we mentioned earlier.
Makes you look less lesbian. I like that.
That's the reason why he's growing the beard, so you don't call him a lesbian anymore.
I've also...
I refer to myself as the bearded lesbian on Toxic Tuesday. Which version is that? Just DVD or do you have Blu-ray?
That's the DVD.
I would love to get the Blu-ray on that one.
And of course, for those Shuki fans out there, so close.
Yeah.
She's the lead character. So, yeah.
By the way, there's a great photo in the film that I pointed out to Anna when we were watching it. When what's her character's name? Lai is flipping through his photos after she reaches for a piece of paper and pulls his box of photos down, and she flips them. There's a photo of this little boy with a monkey.
Oh, we have that woman.
I'll take that, John. So the little boy with the monkey photo is Jason Statham.
That's a real child.
There's a real legitimate photo of him. She always suspected I was lesbos. I wrote a comic story, and I tried to get an artist friend of mine to take it over, and it was called Lesbos, Queen of the Universe, and it was sort of like a porn Flash Gordon with a lot of females. But my friend died, sadly. So it never happened.
Are we giving John a video for his breach?
On it.
You got to be careful
Yes.
giving him a video for his breeches.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to hear that, John. Here you go.
Open your back door, baby. Loosen your hinges, I'll show you my key.
Your hand will show you the key.
Whoa!
I see Vinzinger is here too. What's up, Vinzinger? So, what did you think about doing that? All three films, Martin. Have you seen all three?
Yes. No, I haven't seen Mean Machine yet.
You've got to see Mean Machine. You'll like it.
Yeah, mug your friend. Mug your friend. Be happy. Awesome.
There was, if you didn't know this, an adult pornographic Flash Gordon called Flesh Gordon.
Yeah.
And one of the coolest things about that movie is that the miniature effects, the lead special effects guy on it was Greg Gine from Industrial Light and Magic. So the miniatures in it are really cool, and they do some cool animation. But it is absolutely an adult film. It's called Flesh Gordon.
Which to this day I have never seen.
Really?
You know, film you should
It's not
see.
in your collection.
I absolutely highly recommend it because it's a parody. It really is a straight across the board parody of Flash Gordon. It's got everything in there. It just also has a lot of like orgies and other stuff happening, which is a perk to me watching it. Statham, I think, was perfect for this role. I don't think anybody could have pulled this role off as well as he did.
Yeah, I mean, they could have gotten the dude from Leon. He could
Nah.
have pulled that off too.
Nah. The physicality of this role, nah.
Well, he would have used the stunt double, obviously, but
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the same.
no, I'm glad they got somebody physically so able to do so much cool stuff.
My
And
dad
then
was
I'm-
convinced that Jason Statham was French because of this film. I could never take him off of that.
He's so
He
British.
he always calls him the French. He always called him the Frenchman. Yeah, he's that
With that
French.
accent?
Sound. It's like, yeah, I know that was just my dad being a dick.
They don't
That
get
was,
more
that was my
British
dad's
than
way of
you.
being a dick. Just to call him a Frenchman.
Hey, Joe.
We missed you on Monday.
By the way, in the original trailer, there is a scene, and I remember that in a trailer where he deflects a rocket with a tea tray.
What?
The original trailer
Yeah.
had him, and you never see it in the film, and that's because Statham requested that it was so absurd. Please take it out. It's stupid.
I mean, they go places with this movie, but that is too much.
The funny part to this scene to me is he's doesn't want them vomiting in the car, but he didn't mind the fact that the guy just got his brains blown out in the back seat. And then you see him cleaning it up later, squeegeeing while he's wiping the window down. I was just like, you don't mind the blood, but you didn't want the vomit. Okay.
That's weird.
Yes, the penis-shaped spaceship and the penis-shaped monster.
What is wrong with you guys?
The movies were very well known. It's a cult favorite. Flash Gordon, and there are two cuts of it. The one that's more pornographic, and then the R-rated cut. And the R-rated cut, I think, is the one you pretty much find out there now.
Look, John is well versed too.
Yeah, well, he says he knows entirely too much about that.
Yep.
That's a weird flex, John.
Joe here? Oh, Joe's Atmosphere is here. Jason Statham rules and rules all. Hell PCM. Thanks, buddy.
For the super chat.
Yes, let me.
Hold on, I'll find one. Hold on, let me find one.
Okay. Okay, do my job.
Ooh, here we go. It goes on with our porn theme. Goes with our porn theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it, buddy. Chris Vance played Frank Martin in the short. Oh yeah, I got to tell you, he wasn't terrible. Because I watched this series, but it was just not a very good show.
I don't recall exactly what was it, even if this TV show or the reboot, but it is not Frank Martin. It's Frank Martin Jr., the son of this Frank Martin. And you can see Frank Martin Sr., which doesn't the age don't match. It's a
Are
mess.
you on acid? What is this conversation? What are you talking about?
And I won't talk anymore.
No, I'm serious. I don't know what you're saying.
Yes,
like you're saying that in the reboot that was his son?
Yes.
For real, as part of the story.
I don't remember if it was the reboot or the series, but in the credit you see Frank Martin Jr. as the driver. And you see Frank Martin Sr. And the movie was called, the original title was The Transporter Legacy. And then comes the subtitle Reloaded.
I didn't see the reboot. I had actually forgotten about the series until you brought it up just now.
To me, it ended
bad. It was okay. Go ahead, Martin. Sorry.
Wait, I'm reading. To me, Transported ended with 3. I wasn't interested in seeing anymore.
Yes, that's it. A trilogy. End with a trilogy.
Always seems to be a good call. Looking at you, Indy.
He is Frank Martin Jr.
This scene is so insane that you learn pretty early on in the movie. Particularly, he's about sticking to the rules because they gave him a number of people and the weight, and then there's one more person, and he doesn't start driving until they shoot at one of them and kick him out of the car.
Yeah, I have to say this about this sequence. The car action was good, except for the part in which the car inexplicably jumps out of that bridge.
Jumps off the bridge. Over the rail.
Yeah.
And onto that transporter. Yeah, that was one of my come on, guys.
Yeah, but the worst thing for me was the action was good, but the music sucks terribly. Oh my God!
I don't even remember the music anymore, and we watched that yesterday.
No, I can't. It's all the music in all the action sequence except for one fight. But the music in the action sequence is horrible. Thank you, French.
It's the French to blame for that, and their interest in drum and bass music like that. The only reason why Statham didn't continue is because they wanted to give him a Marvel-style pay structure for 3 films, giving him less than he made. Just you can fuck off. Love you guys. Fuck off. This was a backdoor Transformers movie, and that was just an Autobot that Frank was driving. I get that.
Transformers.
Sure.
You should watch them. I think that there was more reverence to the Transformers in the first films than the latest ones. I think the latest one shit all over the Transformers.
I only like the first one. to be honest.
Ray Stevenson's played the father in Transporter Refueled, but he was not playing Statham Frank Martin.
Okay. I didn't see it, so I can't say. But I'm sure all of Ray Stevenson's scenes were good. The rest, who knows?
That was him cleaning the blood off his back seat and back window, because I'm sure blood got everywhere.
He
on
is
the
giving
ceiling,
the car
too.
good cleaning, like out and inside.
So here's a question for the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he is playing this character in that cameo he has in Collateral?
Say again?
Because he's in Collateral at the beginning of the film.
Right.
He gives Cruz the briefcase. Do you think he is meant to be Frank Martin in that scene?
It could very well have been a nod. I doubt it with that director, but I don't know. Because Michael Mann's a very serious director, and I don't see him doing that as like a nod to the transporter. Yeah, they had several scenes cut from it, and because you actually you can find images online of her tit because you got to see her tits.
I didn't know the music in this was German based. Gambit is saying that.
It's something. I don't know exactly.
It reminded me. I remember that. It reminded me of some of the French rap music that I heard.
Yeah.
Oh my
Back
God.
when I was-
Soft like, yeah.
Well, yeah, I had French at school, and we started a kind of a club in our library to help each other learn because our teacher was so bad. And we had one person who already spoke a little French, and she would always put on these French rap soundtracks in the back when we met to get us in the mood or something, and I hated it. I hated it. It was so bad.
Here's one of my favorite characters, Inspector Carconi.
Yes.
Played by comedic actor Francois Berland.
I love that character.
He was like one of my favorite parts, and it kind of echoes or harkens back to "It Takes a Thief" by Alfred Hitchcock. Because if you remember, there's a scene where he's approached by the French police living on the Riviera about a cat burglary that took place. So
He's
I think
approached by the police all the time.
I'm just saying there's a little bit of nuance from both films that I think is clear. Because when I saw this the first time, this scene reminded me of "It Takes a Thief."
Yeah, they develop some kind of a friendship throughout the movie.
Now, here's the thing. When do you think the decision was made to kill Frank by the bad guys?
Oh, from the moment he signed up. Even before.
I believe, because they make it sound like the reason that they wanted to kill him was because he peeked at the package.
Which
but
is
I don't
bullshit.
believe that. I call bullshit on that. I think when the robbers got caught and all that money was lost, that they blamed him.
Oh, I
Because he
never
refused
saw
to
it
drive
that way.
further.
Yes.
Yeah, he refused to drive them to where they wanted to go. And because they got confused and lost, they had an accident and they either got caught or killed.
He didn't have a choice, though. Rule number 1, the contract cannot be altered.
No. But hear this.
See you,
They
John.
give him the bomb before knowing that he has opened the package. So they
I know.
had planned to kill him.
I'm telling you, that plan was always there. And that was bullshit excuse later that it was because he peeked at the package.
I mean, the package started moving in his trunk.
I have the entire series, Popcorn, and I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because I just don't even remember it. I own it, and I just don't remember it. By the way, Paul says is here. What's up, buddy? Yeah, like getting a flat tire like that, that's suspicious as fuck.
It is a nice car. And it drives me crazy when he bangs up every car that he gets because of his driving and shit.
War Monkey.
Hi, War Monkey. And bye, John, get rest.
Yeah. Take care.
Yes, man. Get better soon.
What I love most about the initial car, the first one that he has, is all he has to do is press a button and it switches the plates. That's pretty neat.
Mhm.
And then back home in his garage, he can just change the plates that the car is using. I like stuff like that. Cool background, by the way. I like how he seems to be looking at our slideshow.
You like what?
I like the background, the way it looks like he's looking at our slideshow, pointing a gun at it. Well, the gun is pointed directly towards Gary. So.
Or the movie. Oh, you eyeballing me, boy. In the military, they don't say eyeballing, they say eye fucking me. You eye fucking me.
And not a good idea. There she is.
His big mistake was poking a hole through the tape.
Yes. That he has to know they were going to know. Not to mention that she couldn't talk about it.
And later on, they show him grabbing a straw from a soda machine. It was like not wrapped. It was just sitting loose in the little tray up on the top. And I'm like, I would not fucking use those straws.
No, fuck no.
I am too big of a germaphobe for that. That would gross me out.
You don't need to be a germaphobe to find that gross, Gary. That's just, who knows where that thing has been.
By the way,
It's
one of the
not-
most
not
fucked up
wrapped in
things to
plastic, no.
one of the most fucked up things to say to a friend after you give them something to try, go, hey, taste that, see what you think of that. And they take a bite and they go, oh, it's really good. What is it? I don't know, I found it.
Oh God.
You can ask, I've got friends I've said that to. I don't know, I found it.
Don't ever pull shit like that with me. I'm warning you.
This is
You
terrible.
know.
Here, taste it. You know.
I can see why you used to work as a model. That's a.
You
almost
gotta love
perfect
how
face.
the villain that gave Martin the girl transport was in the first and fifth Fast film. Huh.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is it Fast and Furious or was it the other franchise? Fast and the Mildly Angry.
The haste and the mildly angry.
Yeah, the haste and the distemper. The higher, not the higher. My bad. Whatever.
The slow and the mildly annoyed.
Yeah, there you go. I found it in one of the bio labs. Real genius. That's right. That's where I got it from. I thought that was so fucking funny back in the 80s. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do that, people.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, Bill and I just watched that again last week for our show. Still works, still funny.
Now, because a lot of those cast members are in their 50s heading into their 60s
Yeah.
in that franchise that they should name it now The Quick and the Grumpy.
I like that.
Yeah, this is a bad idea. Him tethering her like she couldn't get out of that fucking rope.
Yeah, I knew she was going to run.
Yeah, we were
Great.
talking about that at the first start of the show, buddy. That she had gone away for about a month, and when she came back, blew Statham's mind that she was practically fluent in English. And this was across the board, international film. And that's
Yeah,
why
they
I
had
think,
Chinese crewmen too on the set. One of the action guys was a Chinese.
yeah,
One
you
of the
had two
directors.
Sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
Yes, they had two directors. The
That's
French
what I was
one
going
and
to say is
and the Chinese one.
yes, Louis Leterrier and Corey Yuen. And Yuen was an action, Hong Kong action director. And he turned to Louis to help him with the dramatic scene. But all of the action scenes were directed by Corey. And they had multiple translators on set to be able to translate from Chinese to French to Chinese to English. And at one point, the actor Francois Berland, who plays Inspector Tarconi, made fun of it. He sounded like it was just a what do you call it when everything jams? A traffic jam. A traffic jam of language.
Traffic jam of language. Yeah, he said that in it.
That was his description of a traffic jam of language. Just it was very confusing at points because you hear them all talking at one time. This guy's a really good actor, and he lost weight for this role because he was a little heavier for the Fast and Furious film he was in. And he kind of was told that he was too heavy for the movie. So he dropped he dropped the weight by fasting for 16
Not
days.
a clever way to do that.
As long as you stay hydrated.
No, it's totally
gotta
going to fuck
stay-
with your metabolism.
Well,
You
it
have
can
that
fuck with your
weight off
metabolism, but you
faster
can
than
you can re-regulate your metabolism. What you can't re-regulate is damaged kidney. And that's why when you do fasting, you have to stay hydrated because that's what almost killed Matt Damon.
Amen.
When he did that military move and he lost that weight real quick to make him look sickly. And damn near almost killed what's his name? Batman, Christian Bale.
Yeah, it's just dangerous to do that.
Because what ends up happening is you go into ketosis and the ketones will tear apart your kidneys if you don't stay hydrated.
If you lose weight that
He
quickly,
constantly
it
did.
comes back just as fast.
And you'll hear stories of guys like doing that when they do bodybuilding shows. They'll dehydrate right before a show, and I think that's really
To
dangerous.
look more
to do.
toned, it's fucked up.
What ended up killing
Eating?
Gambit, what killed Bruce Lee was the aspirin had an additional additive over there that doesn't exist like in countries like the United States. That additive is something he had an allergic reaction to. I'm certain the dehydration didn't help, but what caused his brain to swell was that, and what do you call it? I just forgot the word for it, and I'm a medic. Anaphylactic reaction to that additive. I watched finally there was a really good medical show that broke down. Let's cut through the bullshit. How did Bruce Lee die? And they just went through it and they just explained this is what happened to him. And dehydrating absolutely hurt him. He was a time bomb set to go off because of what he was doing.
And
he got that aspirin from a friend and no idea that aspirin over there it's not just aspirin.
And a paragon of fitness gets taken out by a headache tablet. It's messed up,
it's
but
tragic,
it happens.
dude.
Yeah.
What
It's
are they
tragic
adding
as fuck.
to fucking aspirin?
Let me go look it up for you because I forget what it's called. Added relative to aspirin.
While you're looking, to go back to something Real Popcorn Geek said in the chat, says Matt Schulze is also in Blade 2. He's also in the first Blade, but you can barely recognize him because they got him in some makeup as well. He's the guy who gets, I think he gets his hand cut off with the sword, trying to use the sword.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So here you go. Ping Pei is the actress he was visiting. They were rumored to be having an affair. She gave him an equagesic pill, which is a combination of meprobamate and aspirin. He's taken aspirin before, but Lee went into the bedroom to rest. Raymond Chow left home at about the same time, and at 9:30 p.m., Ping Pei found Lee unconscious and unresponsive. And of course, meprobamate is used to treat anxiety disorders or short-term relief of symptoms of anxiety. And for some reason, the version of aspirin she had that in it.
That doesn't sound like over the counter.
And his body reacted to it. Absolutely. And by the way, what I love here is we found finally someone that wasn't from Asia to be in a kung fu movie and be a star, a martial arts star. And it's not like he was a major martial artist. He'd studied martial arts, but he'd been doing dancing too. And so he utilized a lot of his dance skills to do a lot of what he does in this film. And he does a single kick, by the way, when he kicks in that door and starts fighting the guys with the axes, is one of my favorite moments when he does the double kick, jumps in the air and does the double kick in two different directions. I was on my DVD player hitting repeat going, that's fucking awesome the way he did that. And you can actually see he was kind of learning his balance with some of these kicks by the director. The director was showing him how to do things and showed him how to do a proper spinning back kick and how to chamber the kick, because he wasn't chambering the kick. He was trying to bring it straight up and do the kick. And he goes, no. And in his broken English, he was trying to explain to him. Then he just showed him physically, grabbed his body. When he turned, he pushed the leg up into a bend position and then push it out and balance. And so he did it perfectly. He chambered that reverse kick. It was fucking awesome. So his martial arts looks great in his film. And he became a serious martial artist because of doing these.
It's not that far away from dancing. Both are just learning choreographies.
Yeah, dehydration absolutely will give you fucking headaches. You are
Jason
absolutely
Momoa
right.
said that
You and
too.
Gambit are absolutely on the mark with dehydration. Man, oh man. And in military, I was on their shit all the time. Hydrate. I'm yelling at guys to make sure they drink. And then in the process, didn't drink enough myself. And I don't want to tell you what
yell at
happened.
yourself too?
Because I forgot that I'm walking up and down the line of all these guys. And so I'm telling them two canteens. I drank 2 canteens myself. I should have drank 3. And I felt the impact of it later when we finally got back from FTX. And I was in that bathroom in a lot of pain. Because all we ate that week was fucking MREs. There's no home cooked meals. Yeah, Working Man by my friend Chuck Dixon. And I congratulated him, man. This is so awesome. And then, of course, I asked him for money. No, I didn't.
Yeah, great trailer. I can't wait for it, man. I'm going to be there day one.
That is such a great thing to do to your friends when they become sexual. It's just like jokingly say, can I have some money?
I think we should have your famous friends on our show. What good is it that you're friends with them and they don't come join us?
Oh, I haven't bugged them in a while because we do these. We do these kinds of shows. what I should do is bring something up. I'll ask Chuck, like, is there a movie you'd like to talk about sometime? Because I like to have you on the show again, and we focus on talking about movies.
I can almost guarantee you it would be a Western. He
Yeah.
loves Western stories.
Yes, he does. Actually, it's because of him I went to see one film, and that film had such an impact on me that I will never tell Chuck Dixon.
Come on, don't be that.
I will
guy.
never tell him. No, man, I'm not irritated with him, but I feel
That's
like I'm irritated.
pettiness at its
That
most.
he stole a
Yeah.
line from me and used it in one of his books and then didn't give me any credit for it. He still says he won't give me credit for it, you son of a bitch.
Hey, Cam has been a member for 9 months. He's about to pop up a little pop-out culture minefield.
Cam's crash courses. Oh, okay, Cam. Go be a bitch to your wife. Do your chores. Yeah, I'm friends with Chuck. One of my first comic gigs was working with Chuck Dixon on the A-Team through IDW. Dehydration will give you kidney stones. Absolutely. Another thing will give you kidney stones, too much calcium.
Mhm.
Now, somebody told me, oh, Mountain Dew will give you kidney stones. I went, I've been drinking Mountain Dew to large degrees for about 45, 50 years. What gave me kidney stones was accidentally taking something that had calcium, too much calcium in it. And I fucking got kidney stones. Single most painful thing. And I've been shot, stabbed, bones broken. I'm telling you, the worst pain I've ever had was that fucking kidney stone. Yeah, she is so sexy, this girl. And I don't know her from anything else. This is the only film I remember her from. She's
Wait,
really good in it.
she's not the girl on Gorgeous?
I don't know. What's gorgeous?
I think so.
The one,
I'm
yes,
trying
the
to
one
remember.
with
Yeah.
Jackie Chan and his student.
Oh, is that her?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
I love that movie. Let me rephrase that. I love the fights in that movie. The movie itself was boring to me.
Yeah,
It was
I
a
love
romantic
both.
love story thing that I thought was kind of goofy. I love the fight scenes in that. And him and that little white dude, because that's one of the members of his stunt team. Great martial artist. He's been in 4 Jackie Chan movies. And boy, oh boy, man, he can throw a kick, that little guy. I'm going back. That was in the 2000s, right?
I'm looking for it.
I'm not seeing on her page. I'm looking. Because it was before 2008.
Yes, it is.
Where is it? Year. Just give me a year.
I'm trying. 99.
All right, here we go. I'm in 99.
1999. Gorgeous Boo. Yes.
I am on her page and I'm not seeing it yet. Oh, there it is. As Boo. Okay. I got to go back and watch that movie again because she is really good. I remember her in the film and she has to keep going across the river or something in it. I remember that for her family or some shit. Anyway, what I love in that movie is that one fight scene in the warehouse. Just fucking amazing.
Yes.
When I had the
The one with
radiation
the
treatment
oil?
for my cancer, first of all, D. Bud Martin, I'm so glad you're here, man. I really am, buddy. The worst part about it was that I had a kidney stone at the same time. Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah,
That
you're
sucks, man.
you're just exhausted. Your body is drained and you feel like shit. And then to have a kidney stone on top of that. Oh, how did they deal with it? They blast it so you could pass it more easily? Still, I'm going to tell you, as a guy, that shit fucking hurts when it comes out. It feels like a cat has really, when you see a cat freaking out and it claws at everything, like it's falling and it doesn't want to fall. That's what those things feel like coming out of your urethra. Is being your bitch is no insult. Okay, Kim.
That's sweet.
Awesome,
to say
dude.
about his wife.
It is. It is. So this is, at this point, she is sizing him up because she knows that he can protect her.
You also learn how smart she is because she goes to get the milk and immediately improvises that she's the new cook, and it just works. And even he realizes that. Just let her do what she does. She knows what she's doing.
And by the way, D. Bud Martin, fuck cancer.
Yeah. From someone who lost their mom to that fucking sickness, fuck it.
You just had to grit your teeth for God and country.
Think of England.
And by the way, D-Bud, why don't you jump on with us, man? Love to have you on here.
Yeah, I like that. Come join us.
Now, I like the title of that film, Popcorn.
Oh, God.
I would have called it Sex Every Now and Then.
Oh, that's the German version.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
What sucks about it is that the big C is your body working against itself. That's what's fucked up about it.
It's your immune system failing to clear out all the bad cells in time, allowing them to form a tumor. Because everybody has fucked up cells, but usually the immune system deals with them.
And this is interesting that Statham did almost all of his own driving for the film, except
The
for the
driving
really
too?
dangerous. Yeah, I told you he did almost all of his own stunts, including the driving. When Lai is cooking breakfast for Frank, she accidentally burns her fingers, then touches her ear. This is actually a method used to help cool a burn, as the earlobe helps to disperse the heat.
That's what I learned as a kid.
Good to know.
Jason Statham learned how to hotwire a car just for one scene. Then he said, I would have really loved to have known this when I was 15.
I doubt that, but okay.
Now I'm going to go ahead and break in here and tell a funny story about him on another film. He likes to do a lot of his own stunts, and he's close friends with Stallone. And he was in the Expendables film as his best friend in the film franchise. And in the third film where he's supposed to drive along that pier, this is the same one with, what's his name from Blade? Wesley Snipes, same movie. And he wanted to do a practice run where he's going to drive the truck down here to a certain point, and then he was going to come to a stop, a sudden stop. But when he tried to hit the brakes for that sudden stop, the hydraulic brakes failed. And he said that he looked up and he saw that he hit two of the cameramen. He was terrified that he killed one or both of them when he hit him. And next thing you know, he went off that pier into the Black Sea. And the windows were open. He thought, okay, he got himself loose from the wheel and was going to try to throw himself out of the window. But right when he hit the water just exploded into the vehicle and threw him back into the cab. And so he's trapped in this cab as he's going down. Finally, at some point, he's gone down about 60 feet. And he's able to finally get out of the window. And he's the way he described it, that he was cupping the water, pushing himself forward. As a swimmer, he knows how to do that. And he's cupping the water to push himself upward. And he finally gets to the surface and he starts swimming for the pier. And he looks up and there's his buddy Stallone looking at him. He says, "You look a little wet. You need a towel?" The guy is almost killed. It was a close shave, as he called it.
He told that story on a talk show, right? And when the host asked him, could you see anything down there? He just looks him in the eye and says, it's called Black Sea for a reason. I love that.
Yeah, you don't see shit.
Now, here's the other thing. Every bullet in this sequence, well, almost every bullet is a tracer. And
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like far more tracers than are actually fired out. But like in the military, it's about every third to fourth round is a tracer. And so anyway, in this scene too, it's so over the top, ridiculous, but it's so much fun to watch. I'm glad they took out him deflecting a rocket with the
yes.
That was just dumb. But in this scene, them surviving this was just really impossible because they're showing that some of these rounds were going down lower where they would have hidden. And it's like they fired so many rounds at them, there's no way they would have survived that in real life. If the bullets were all up high, yeah. But when they started firing down low, it was just like, yeah, that's pure screenwriter saving you right there. It's, what do they call that? Plot shield, some shit like that.
Plot armor.
Yeah, plot armor. And these are really crappy machine guns and submachine guns.
The
guy's got a fucking shotgun there. It's like, what's that? What are you doing with that at a distance?
Well, the Steyr is a good rifle. I never give shit to a good Steyr.
They should have just had bigger machine guns, real machine guns.
Yeah, that's true. Bigger caliber and 60s and shit.
Oh yeah, if you want to join us for that, dude.
Oh no, he's saying he's going to.
Okay. Absolutely.
Have these crazy rockets zinging around all over the place. You're like, no,
yes,
no, they died. They're spaghettios. They didn't survive that. But hey, yeah, it's what these movies are, man. This makes them fun.
Hyper reality.
Yeah. And of course, he's prepped for this because he has the tank down there now.
Well, not for this exactly, but for having to bail out of the house. Remember, he's a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to see what rocket launcher was used in this because I think it was the M136. But I am not sure. I'm looking it up.
And the thing is, his escape route includes a neighboring house.
Yeah, breaks into their house and steals their clothes. And that's also where she gets naked.
I like how in the seduction process you can pinpoint exactly the moment in which his thinking brain just shut off.
Yeah, I'm not finding. I found a picture of it, but I can't remember what the designation is on this one. Absolutely. Good God, he's a good swimmer.
Yeah.
Perfect form. Yeah, I love it when Kevin Pollak did his impression of Statham. He says, it takes him one split second to say, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I don't know how he does it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, yep, that's pretty spot on. And that's where she's like, you saved my life and I'm horny now.
Very horny.
Yeah.
Me so horny.
When in Nice.
He didn't even think about that.
That just sounds perverse when you say it when you're in Nice.
Oh.
What are you doing in your Nice?
Please.
Please move on.
That's like when I played that prank on my sister, and she was all worried that because they had knocked her out when her twins were born, and when she woke up, she found out that I'd already named the kids, and named the girl Denise, and I named the boy Denephew.
Yeah. There used to be an old local commercial that did that. This is Denise and this is the nephew.
Oh, really? What commercial was that?
I don't remember. It was like the local guy. It was like a car commercial or something.
Oh, because I was about like I've never seen that. So just to let you know, this character was written specifically for Jason Statham. There was nobody else. Let's see. What is this? Oh my God. What does this even mean? Because of the language barrier between Shuki and Jason Statham, they couldn't communicate off screen. She said, quote, it was like rooster and duck all day long, end quote. I don't even know what that fucking means.
Trying to communicate in two different languages, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What?
True that one of the falling embers from the house explosion actually hit Jason Statham and set what was remaining of his hair on fire.
What's remaining?
Holy shit. I mean, he didn't have much to begin with, but.
In the DVD bonus features, it's revealed that during the garage scene, what was thought to be transmission oil is really molasses syrup. Jason Statham reported it to be a very sticky situation, which is a great scene, by the way. The fight scene where they're rolling around in what's supposed to be old, oil that's been drained from cars, and it's actually just maple syrup and other stuff's added to it.
I saw once a blooper in which that thing got in his eyes. And man.
Yes. Yeah, they're showing in one of the clips we were watching, you could see the gal wiping his eyes.
Well, also they shot that scene at night and everybody was so cold all the time.
The crew used a giant tow truck to pull that big rig during that big highway chase scene, and it had cameras mounted on the outside of that vehicle. So you can actually see that's really Jason Statham hanging off the bottom of that fucking truck. Quote, I had a wire up my leg, and they assured me I was quite safe. There was a lot of hanging to do on that one. Hanging on to do on that one. Now, this one's kind of funny. In the original concept for the movie, Frank was gay. The love scene with Shuki was added specifically to draw attention away from any potential remaining vestiges of that aspect of the script. They were like, he is straight, he is not gay. And that's why that was put in there. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And yeah, here it is. Matt Schulze talks about the weight loss. He goes, he wanted his character to be more slim and sort of like a raven. So I lost around 40 pounds for the role. I fasted for 16 days.
You can't be big when you have to move like that in cars. There's only so much room in there. We already said that, Gambit, but thanks. I think Gary mentioned that right at the start. I like it when they do that. Use real kid photos of actors.
There we go. When she's going through the box and you see the Frank's picture where he has a bronze star. The bronze star doesn't have the V for valor, so it's for merit. Two totally different things. All the fight scenes were edited and trimmed down for a PG-13 rating. Although the film was given a PG in the United States, the film was given a restricted 16 rating in New Zealand. Europe, I think, had the uncut film. Well, that's interesting. The ignition code for Frank's BMW is 1732. That's weird.
Hey, hello, DJ. Long time no see.
Hey, DJ Playnice, what's up?
DJ is here.
What's crapping, man? So, in the U.S. release, the poster shows Corey Yoon as the director and Louis Leterrier as artistic director, while the European release lists Yoon as action director and Louis Leterrier as the director, similar as what it shows at the opening credits. I guess it's interesting trivia for anybody who's seen Luc Besson's Taxi films. When leaving the police station after Frank's house was blown up, Lai goes to take a taxi. The taxi is a white Peugeot 406, the same taxi the main character drives in Luc Besson's Taxi in 1998. They tried to make it here in the U.S., and boy, did they fuck up on that one.
How?
They got the chick that's in Equalizer
Queen Latifah
to be in it. Queen
Oh,
Latifah,
God.
and they
Yeah,
had
she would ruin everything.
the host of the Tonight Show as the lead. It was just, he's a terrible actor. Terrible movie.
Why even? Oh, I don't get it.
Did we do the one, Gary?
No.
No. It's not like I didn't enjoy it. I do like the film. And by the way, Statham starred in the only film to use the character's name Parker from the books.
What movie are we talking about?
Yep. Parker.
Because Mel Gibson, Lee Marvin had made films about him, but because they wouldn't agree to do more films, they weren't allowed to use the name Parker. Whereas Statham got to play for the first time on screen the character of Parker from that franchise of books. And
this scene is
I
so
saw
great.
Statham's The Mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
I like when he tells him, I could help you if I was out there. And then he just gets up and goes out the door and leaves it open.
Yeah.
No more words needed.
Did I see somebody ask the question about what did he do?
Yes.
Between
Ridley Nature was asking.
Okay. So he did Snatch right after Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He's great in that fucking movie. He did a film called Turn It Up, which I don't remember. Then he did a terrible film with John Carpenter that I fucking hate. And I'm a John Carpenter fan, The Ghost of Mars. Fucking hate that movie. Then he did the movie The One with Jet Li. And then he did the film that we're going to be talking about in a couple of weeks called Mean Machine, which was one of the two remakes of the Burt Reynolds movie, The Longest Yard. And then he did this movie. So he had it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies under his belt after Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. And that's a film that you need to see, Animal. We've never watched is Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch, because I love both those films. I love this when he steps out of that cage, and the minute he didn't shut that behind him, I'm like, he wants him to get out. He wants him to leave. Oh, Rick Yoon? Yeah. He's in a few good movies. Yeah. I was just thinking of it last night, and now I'm drawing a blank.
Right.
And his name is listed sometimes is because his name is Yoon, but he goes by the name Young now. Rick Young.
Americanized it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Do. Because you butcher names. That's why.
I think Temple of Doom was the first time I remember seeing.
Temple of Doom, that's the one I was thinking of last night. That is it. He was in Temple of Doom as one of the gangsters, Chinese gangsters, at the opening of Temple of Doom. I think when he sticks to what he's good at, because I really like the series, the Gentleman. I liked it, and I love the movie, The Gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
It's when he does other things like Robin Hood, King Arthur. Terrible. And I got to be honest, I love the Sherlock Holmes films, but I don't know if he's got another one in him. Yeah, Jan Michael Vincent and Charles Bronson were great in The Mechanic, the original. And I prefer that ending because I liked the new Mechanic until the ending. And then I got aggravated. He didn't die at the end.
That made you angry? Okay.
Yeah, because it makes his revenge even better because he died and that he set up the revenge before he was killed.
Oh.
Because he suspected they were going to try to kill him or kill him. So he was going to make sure he got his revenge, even if he died. And it's great because the kid kills him, he took his car. He just wanted he wanted that fucking car. He wanted his life. And he took that car, and he pushes the cassette in, and it's Bronson's voice telling him, "You're not fast enough to get out of this car." Mm-hmm. The minute you push that cassette player in, you're dead. And
welcome to the last 10 seconds of the rest of your life.
That's it. The last 10 seconds of the rest of your life.
It's a great ending.
Great moment.
Great ending.
He's got a creepy face, and that's why he's good as bad guys. Not to mention, who the fuck cuts his hair? Hey, the Little Rascals called. They want that hairstyle back. Bowl cut.
There's a Mo. We have Mo. We have the Mo cut. We have a Mo. Try Mo. And then Mo. Mo?
Mao, Larry, and Curly.
Yeah, and what a
And they got
boring
to see when it was
sequel
terrible.
was.
Yeah, it's terrible. I hate it when he gets suckered into projects that are just not good. Like I saw the first Meg movie, and I was like, "This is not very good." And then Meg 2.
Oh, that sequel is terrible.
And I did a Meg. I took a shot of him where he's on the falling backwards on the deck. I mean, pier, and the Meg is coming up at him. And I took that and I flipped it on its side to make it look like he had just kicked the shark. I thought that was funny. Statham takes on Meg 2. And then, of course, they made fun of Meg 2 by putting pictures of Meg from Family Guy on there. That was funny, too. Yeah, I liked the first film. And the second one was okay. But after that, it just sort of fell flat for me.
Yeah, I don't
But I
know what
really
the hell
did
they were
enjoy it.
thinking with part 4. That was god awful green screen mess.
Yeah, it's like, where did your money go in the budget? Like, good God. You pad your wallet? Because sure
Yeah,
didn't go into
that's
the
what it
effects.
sounds like.
I saw Meg 1. I hate even saying the word Meg. It just makes me think of Family Guy. But
Yeah.
I saw the first Meg. It was okay. Not
Well, we
great.
just watched the latest episode of Family Guy. Of course, your
Not
brain will
totally
do that.
horrible. Yeah. Yeah. I love that movie right there, The Mechanic, 1972. What a great film.
Have you done that one yet?
No.
No.
I've only done one Charles Bronson film on this channel. We
Our
did
list of movies to do is ridiculous.
we did The Dirty Dozen.
You did the dirty? Okay.
I did like the way he wrapped these people up. This is awesome.
Is this the scene with the oil that was?
Yes.
Yeah,
what
coming up
comes
on it
next.
right now. Because he's now got the shirt off, which was for the female audience and the gay crowd.
Yeah, that's what he said when we watched it. Only reason why he has no shirt on in this. I mean, he's pleasant to look at. Until they start pouring all the syrup on him. That was gross.
And that's why they had to go to Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan to do the comic book. That comic book might save them. If they go the direction they did with that, that brings in the horror crowd. Yeah, the Expendables go to hell. Oh man, the fight on the bus was okay. It's not one of my favorite action scenes.
It was too long.
Because some of the kicks were kind of slow for safety reasons. I know,
It felt like they dragged it out. To me.
but that leads straight to the fight in the garage. Here we are. We're in the garage now. This big motherfucker.
Yeah, this guy's been eyeballing him the whole movie, right?
Yes.
Finally.
Since they made the contract.
Yeah.
I need to say hi to DJ Play Nice, Fire Owl, Samuel Proctor, and John Doe Juggalo.
Oh my God, Gambit. Tell us what you really feel about the franchise.
I'm not feeling it, man. I don't think you're really saying how you feel.
No, don't hold
You
back.
need to
Don't hold
clarify
back.
yourself a little bit more.
Let it all out.
I think that movie's a piece of shit. I'm not feeling you. You know?
Fluff Chick Productions is here. Greetings. Yeah. You could hear somebody saying something like, I hate that writer of that movie so much. I hope he gets the big C and then fucking lives for a while and then gets older and then suddenly loses the ability to write. That's hate. Boy, oh boy, a lot of gay guys are going, him and maple syrup. Like, can I give you a cat bath?
Even Joe felt that rant.
Which one? Oh, the get the big C?
Yes.
But then lose the ability to write?
God damn.
Sorry, we had to remove part of your brain, the part that allows you to do the thing you love most. Oh, yeah, he goes out the fucking window. Gary needs to trump that. I'm sorry, dude. I try to. When he goes out that fucking window and ends up in the water, there's a shot of him where he grabs the dead guy and it inhales the last breath
Not
that he
dead
had.
yet.
Oh, he's dead.
No, he's absolutely. Now, notice that the same weapons that went through the walls of his house can go through this guy.
Yeah, it didn't go through him. It's Jason Statham. So once again, so he grabs him.
Too.
He grabs him. I'm gonna get this out. He grabs him and locks lips with him in what is clearly a very gay moment in the film. He locks lips with this dead guy.
And he didn't
now, what he's supposed to be doing is sucking the last breath out of him so he has some more oxygen to breathe. But in reality, this guy's riddled with bullets and there's probably no in there but a lot of water. So he sucked water out of
and blood. There's a lot of blood.
Just reality kicks in. He was kissing him. There you go. I got it out. You guys say whatever you want now.
Well, I just like that he wasn't aware of how this scene would look like when he shot it. And afterwards, people commented on how gay it looked. And he got a little annoyed with them for doing that.
Why'd you kiss that guy?
Look what it says.
Last thing you see. Like, yeah, right as you're dying, the last thing you see is him kissing you. That's dark.
All right, I can express my feelings by saying the Expendables doesn't deliver or something to that effect. You can say it's a piece of shit. It is.
I absolutely. You're PGing it up there, Gambit. You're coming across as soft, like marshmallow.
I'm not picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah.
Go in like Godzilla.
By the way, this is also a Peugeot, this car here. And Peugeot, by the way.
No, that's a Renault. That's a Renault.
Oh, it's Renault. That's what I meant to say. Renault. Because Renault makes a piece of shit car. And my dad bought one of those cars, that exact model. Piece of shit.
I won't contest that.
There you go.
Now, what I brought up last night, now bring it up here. That's the bicycle I got, was a Renault. They do make a nice bicycle.
I thought it was Peugeot.
No, it's not Peugeot. I fucked up last night. That's what I just said.
Okay.
I got it wrong last night.
Renault.
It's Renault. I was saying Peugeot, but I meant Renault. and piece of shit cars, and absolutely love that bike. I got the frame. It didn't have the pedals, the attachments, the wheels or tires or a handlebar. I had to get all new parts for it. Best bike I ever owned, and yet they can't make a car. I do like this scene. I like the rig that they had set up for him, hung from a helicopter.
Yeah, that was very cool. That scene must have been a nightmare for the insurance companies involved with the trucks.
Yeah, I wonder what the price the insurance was on this film. I bet it was expensive.
Yeah. It would have been a little less so if he had a stuntman for most of his stuff, but him doing it himself.
And I will tell you that in the home video market, it made a ton of money. It like the budget for the film was like right around 20 million, and at the box office, global box office, I think was like between 40 and 45 million. Which you go, oh, that's not making a lot of money. It's the home box office that brought you those sequels, and of course, because it's a foreign film, that foreign market was really good to them. Oh, Renault? Yeah. Renault. It picks it out. I fucking love this. This is absolutely stolen from Raiders of the Lost Ark, but I don't care. You could put Raiders music over top of this and it would work. That's Uzi 9mm. Uzi. That's Israeli for gun.
Swiss Army car, because everybody's just taking guns from everywhere.
You're right.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's where he comes over the somersault that you described earlier and then kicks in the window.
Yeah, that's him on top going
Very
over, but
impressive scene.
the interior shot is actually done with green screen. Him coming through the windshield was done with the green screen behind him.
Yeah,
This was him
so
too.
much you can do on a movie truck.
This is him there with the wire going through his pant leg, holding him up. And he said that, he says, I was holding on for dear life. It was stressful doing this shot.
I like how he used that. Oh, I don't know the name of that tool in English. The cross.
Oh yeah, the tire. It's a tire iron.
The tire iron as a shuriken.
It's the X one, and he just throws it right through the window and hits that guy in the fucking head. That was great. Yeah, him coming through the windshield right here. That was done in the studio. It's the one thing done in the studio, not out on the road. And that's what he looked like as a truck driver. Oh, it's an over engine truck. It's not a real truck. Real truckers drive, Peterbilt. Like that.
I think Optimus Prime had something to say about that.
Yeah, he would. And this is, the big wrap up.
Where at first it looks like he's going to die.
Yeah, why didn't this guy just shot him?
Because bad guys
Yeah,
always have
they
to
got a
talk
monologue.
shit. Yeah.
They got a monologue, man. Now it looks like a Colt Python. It's all dressed up.
At the moment you hear the shot and the girl screaming, lie, I knew she's
That's-
not dead. They just want you to think that.
Yeah,
And him.
this is so funny because it's one of the most cliche things to have somebody aim a gun at you, and then suddenly they get killed by somebody else behind them.
His own daughter at that.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Yeah, no matter what he did, he's still my daddy. She
he
said.
has an exit wound, but the shirt is not broken.
Yeah. That was goofy.
And he hears the gunshot and he thinks she's dead.
So he
You
talks some
hear the
more shit.
gunshot and the scream. Yeah. And I thought there's going to be one of those die-hard moments, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Because he grabs something on his way
Yes.
up. And he doesn't do anything with it. Does nothing with it. And he gets shot. Or he thinks he gets shot, but it's actually daddy here. Gets blown away. And that moment when he yelled, "I preferred your siblings over you," and then he dies.
You are no Boromir.
And she says he was
Oh,
a
my least.
dick,
you-
but still my father. That was not needed. He was very.
And he holds her
horrible
and,
dad.
and he whispers in her ear, "I'll put my penis in later." I'll put my penis in your feelings.
What amused me was when she first makes advances on him, they're both wet, and she starts to undress, and he's like, "What are you doing? I don't like complicated things." And she says, "This is very simple." Not complicated at all. He's just out of practice, I think, because his mind wasn't even going there with her this whole time until she started. Then he doesn't mind, I guess.
Well, the whole scene, Gambit, reminds you of Raiders, the fight in the cab, all of it. And we will be doing the Indiana Jones trilogy this year.
Because it's a trilogy.
Because of the trilogy. Those other films
We're
don't count.
dying on this hill. This channel is dying on that hill.
I like the fourth one.
You're fired.
I regret nothing.
And of course, the movie ends with them saving all the people in there. Even though I got to tell you, with everything that happened in here, they'd be covered with piss and shit.
Yeah.
I would not want to smell that when that opened.
No.
But this is a movie, not reality.
I mean, they have men, they have women, they even have little children on there. Everyone.
Yep.
It would be a mess. Children
Modern
screaming.
slavery. Absolutely. Absolutely. That was him getting a chance to work with the American market because he got a little taste with the Guy Ritchie films. Absolutely, Joe. Thanks for the $1.99. Appreciate it, buddy. And of course, Cam's Crash Courses. Member for 9 months.
9
Greets
months.
Everybody Fun Faction. Thank you so much, man. Deeply appreciate. Good indie games, at least. Yeah, the games are actually better than the movies that they've been making.
That's what a lot of people say.
I was surprised because I played the latest one, and I enjoyed the shit out of that. There's one point I couldn't get past. I kept dying. It's going into the third act, and I'm like, fuck, I keep dying. Yeah, all you got to do is you don't even need to show them covered in it because it's probably in their pants. It's just when they open the door, like, oh, somebody shit. Just one guy. That's all they got to do. They're guaranteeing you, even if they hadn't shit themselves, it would have smelled awful from all that gas trapped in there.
And they could at least have their clothes been fucked up. I don't know. It reminded me of a situation we had here in Austria, sadly, when a truck was found stopped at the side of the road and it was thawing. It was a freezer truck. And when they opened it, they found dead people because they were smuggling these people and forgot or couldn't be bothered, or it accidentally turned on the freezer unit and all these people died.
You have coyotes there in Europe that does that? Because you find that here in the U.S. Coyotes will transport people and they'll abandon.
I don't know what they're called here, yeah, but that was one of these.
Yeah, I don't think they call them
from
coyotes
Southern
there.
Europe.
It's the same thing, though.
Yeah,
the exact same fucking
it's
thing.
Human
Anyway,
smugglers, yes, but
they found
I
out
don't.
that their load froze to death, and they just dumped the whole truck on the side of the road. And it didn't look suspicious until it started thawing and having puddles of liquid under them. And I don't even.
We will absolutely have all three of the Raiders.
He wants 4, just like me. 4.
As I said, we will absolutely have all 3. You bet, buddy. All 3.
Yeah.
He meant 3. He didn't mean 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till you're sleeping and then I stream the 4th one myself.
Martin, Ghost of Mars is going to happen before 4 and 5.
Yeah, he says it. He knows
Yeah,
something.
no.
What did John call that one? The diaper of destiny or something like that?
Diaper of destiny.
Yeah.
Diaper of dysentery.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a lot of these are people that are part of the cartel system. They're fucking criminals. They're dangerous people.
Well, the problem is once they made it to the first country the first safe country actually, but the first country in the European Union, that's where they need to stay. But that would be countries like Greece or Croatia. Nobody wants to stay there. They all want to go to Germany or Austria because the social system is better in these countries. So they need to find ways to get there.
So he is, Matt Schulze is the villain that was in there. He's continued. He's still not doing shit right now. Last thing I see listed for him was Action Point. He was the killer. That was in 2018.
Is he taking time off or is he done with acting? What's going on there?
I don't know. I don't see anything else. Yeah, after 2018, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's in Mr. Brooks. I love that movie, and I want to do that on this channel. With Kevin Costner as a serial killer. Martin, anybody know this one? Hello?
I never saw it, actually.
My mic died.
Oh.
Yes, I love that movie. He's the psycho killer who's chasing the Demi Moore's
It's a lot like Dexter. He has his dark passenger. Just like Dexter. And it's played by the late William Hurt.
I
and
love
he's so
that.
creepy in that role. Because Mr. Brooks is likable. It's his dark passenger that's scary. And my favorite part of the film, and I get emotional when I bring this up. He killed Dane Cook, and it was so awesome.
No, he wasn't. He was a piece of shit in that movie.
No, him killing him was awesome.
Well,
I get so emotional. That's why I said that. It was so beautiful the way he killed Dane Cook. If only. Anyway, don't get me wrong. I've seen Dane Cook's live routines. They're pretty good. He's a terrible actor. 3 shall be the number thou shalt count, and the number of counting shall be 3. 4 shall not count, neither count thou 2, except that thou then proceed with 3. There you go. Good Monty Python reference.
5 is right out.
Yep. Look, it's the 3 films and the games. That's it. My favorite Indiana Jones game is the Lego Indiana Jones games. I love those. I used to sit and play that one and Lego Star Wars with Zoe. We'd sit in there going at it with each other, trying to collect as many those little fucking things.
I could never get into the Lego games, and I tried, but I don't know. I didn't click with them.
Absolutely. But I did play this latest game. This, what is it called? The Circle?
The Great
In the Great
Circle?
Circle. Yeah, that's it. The Great Circle. And I thought it was going to be stupid and made by a woke asshole. And fuck if it's not good. And I love the actor that does his voice. Spot on Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford impression. Perfect. He has the inflections and everything down. I've never played Infernal Machine, but I should try that one out. I think they've got that one on Steam too. I'll go see if it's available.
Yes, I think they have all the point and click games, so it should be there.
And by the way, the thing has been in my because it's on sale right now on Steam, and it was already in my cart, and then you gifted me that one. It was really cool, dude. I love that. Thank you. I have been wanting to play the what are they calling it? Remastered? Is that it? Remastered the Thing video game?
Of what?
I just said the name.
Oh, the thing?
Thing.
Yes, is the
Yeah.
remaster.
Yeah.
As I know. Oh my God! I can English today. As the extent of my knowledge, it is a remaster and not a remake.
No, because it is still the same game, but they really beefed up the Thing, the creatures. They look great, dude. Absolutely look great. Now, as far as what was that? I just saw it in the chat. You know, choo choo. What is the choo choo meme? I don't think I know the meme. And as far as, by the way, I will say this about the fourth film. That opening 20 minutes was pretty good. I enjoyed it. But I wish they'd done a better job with CG Indiana. But I did enjoy that opening 20 minutes. It's the rest of the film I can live without. And if you haven't played the game, I highly recommend trying it. Because it really does feel like Indiana Jones. It feels like a movie. They did it like a movie. Which is the way, like, I wrote that script, and Tom Waltz was going to join me from IDW, and we're going to go to, who was it that had the rights to Indiana Jones? Dark Horse, wasn't it?
Didn't know.
I think it was Dark Horse back in the day, and we took the script to him. Well, we took the synopsis to him with some artwork by both Richard Bonk and me. And I said I was going to help with the interior art. It would be drawn by Richard, and I would help him finish it. But the cover art and any pinups were by me. And I did some Indiana Jones artwork that they loved, and they loved the story. It read like a movie. Opens with, like James Bond, opens with the previous story ending. Then he's back to college, and then off on a new adventure. That somehow ends up being connected to that opening scene. And in that one, it was called Indiana Jones and the Eye of the Pyramid. And it has to do with Germans down in the Yucatan trying to put in rockets to launch against the United States near the end of the war.
Yeah, make Germans the enemy, as always.
Oh, yeah. Even though the worst German is from Austria.
We kicked him out. Jesus fucking Christ.
So you keep saying.
Nobody wanted him.
So you unleash him upon the world.
How's your leashed kitty doing today? And no, folks, that's not code talk for sex.
No, I just took it off of her. She's next to me sleeping. She was completely fine except for
Was she
eating
doing pretty good with it?
Sure. She was standing against the wall over the other bowl and the glass of water when she ate, instead of just being in front of her bowl. She's such a
that was what was funny when you showed me that photo of her. that she's stepping over her bowl to drink water, and I'm like,
no, she's eating.
Or eating.
But stepping over her the treat bowl and the water glass to do that, pressed against the wall instead of just facing the bowl with her food. It's like, yeah, you wear a harness, you have to be as complicated as possible. But no, she's so good. She's making this so easy. I had it on her yesterday for the first time. It was a bit of a fumbling because I needed to adjust the straps, but today it didn't even took me a minute to get it on her. And she's so good with it. Loki would have been a drama queen about that, because when they wrapped his belly up after getting the fluid out, he lost all ability to stand or walk. When I let go of him, he would just, like a sack of potatoes, drop to the table. Made everyone laugh at the clinic, but he wouldn't have done well with the harness. She's a trooper.
Let's see. Let me see if I can find some interesting little bits of stuff here. Yeah. After Frank delivers the first item to his robbers in the Renault, and the inspector comes to visit Frank at home, he talks about the stops he needs to make to check out the other 88 BMW 765s with 06 in their registration plate. But BMW never made, not even for the movie, a 765. Not in the shape 1999 E38, nor in any other shape. Frank corrects him to say 1999 black BMW 735. But the actual vehicle is described in the director's cut as a manual 750IL, and specifically made for this movie. So there you go.
Of course it would be manual. This is Europe. Europe in 2002, they didn't have many automatic cars here.
Yeah, there was an actor. What did we just watch where the actor didn't know how to drive a standard shift, and they had to make an automatic for him? It was another film we watched, and I can't remember what it was. But I'm like, how the fuck did you grow up in my age range and not know how to drive a standard? Because
I think everybody should learn how to drive that, and then you can switch to automatic if you want. But
and then the irony is that back in the day, we always joked about automatic transmissions being for assholes who don't know how to really drive. Yeah, it's made for people that don't know how to drive a car. And I like that. I always like having control.
But
yes,
my dad let me do the stick shifting while he was driving. So that part of driving a car, I know. My left hand, that is. But
most of the cars I've owned were stick. But I have owned a couple of automatics. And what's funny is I learned that by using the gas pedal, you can force the gear to shift. That if you speed up and then let off the gas suddenly, it shifts. And then you hit the gas again, you'll hear it's in a different gear. Do the same thing again and then let off and it shifts gears. It was one of the fun things I learned about driving an automatic, because I'm not a fan of automatics. I grew up driving stick. In fact, my first car, somehow the mechanic fucked up the gears, and the gears were reversed on the shaft. It was on the steering shaft, not on the floor. It was up on the shaft, and it was backwards. You had to learn. I had to unlearn and relearn how to shift gears in that car. Boy, I hated that car. I think it's already out because I got to play a version of it.
Yes, it had some time out, some months, I think.
Yeah, in fact, you can go online and there are walkthroughs and stuff on how to get through it. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I can understand that.
yeah, I agree.
Okay, I got to tell you a funny story. It deals with my buddy's mom driving, and I'm in the back seat in the middle, and my buddy's in the passenger seat of the car. It's one of those cars where there is that split between the seats. So I'm just sort of sitting leaning forward, and we're talking, and the mother had her arm out the window, just relaxed, chill, like that with your arm bent, arms bent, hanging out the window, and her other hand is on the steering wheel. And then she takes her steering hand and goes to adjust the station on the radio.
Fuck.
And I was like, and I'm looking, and her arm is still outside the window, and I'm like, what is going? And then we start to go off the fucking road. And this is the funniest part.
She left go.
This is the funniest part. I shit you not. She goes into panic mode, not knowing what to do.
What? How about you get your fucking hand back on the wheel?
And to God, true fucking story. She absolutely panics, starts going, oh, kind of noise. And we're going off the road, and her hand's down at the radio, and her other hand's outside the window, no hands on the wheel. And before I could do anything, because I was about to lunge forward to grab the wheel, my buddy in the passenger seat leaned over and grabbed the wheel, and he goes, Mom!
Oh my God. I would never have gotten in a car with that person again after this.
I didn't want to. I never did after that. That's freaked me out. Like what freaked me out was just like, how detached from your brain do you have to be to not remember how to use your fucking hands?
Panic mode, you said it.
That was crazy. That was crazy. How old was I? I think I was 15 when that happened. Funny shit. So my mother is 92 and she still drives. I remember my grandmother. She was such a sweetheart. Ethel Irene Cassell. She was such a sweetheart. She would turn, because I would say, Grandma, they should take your license away. She goes, I'm a very good driver. She goes, I've never had an accident. And I said, ever look to the accidents going on behind you? Looking mad at me.
I hope you smacked your head for that.
No, she was a sweetheart. She was like one of the nicest people you'd ever meet. She put up with my grandfather. My grandfather was severe PTSD combat veteran from World War I.
They called it shell shock back then, yeah.
And man.
Bye, Gambit. See you.
Bye, Gambit. We'll let you know.
Yeah.
We'll let you know when we're going to do the Raiders stuff. Indiana Jones.
Oh God, a nap sounds tempting. I'm tired.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, when we do the Universal movie ones, if Cameron's joining us, we start an hour later for him because he has his afternoon prayers that he has to do. So keep an eye out. We will be updating everybody. So absolutely, we don't know what we're doing with Tom this Saturday yet. I will read the list that I gave him as films because he shares stuff that his son watches. I don't know if you follow him on Twitter, but Tom posts like videos that his son wants to show him. We're watching this today. So off the list that he bragged about, I wrote this list to him. Off the top of my head, I said, Waterboy, Last Boy Scout, Black Sheep, Masters of the Universe, RoboCop 2, Little Shop of Horrors, Inner Space, House, and then we'll probably do House 2, the second story. I love that title. Batman Returns and Police Academy 1, the first one. So he said, let me think on it. So that was the last time we talked. So it's probably going to be one of those.
If you decide on Police Academy, I'm taking the day off.
Oh, don't be like that.
You haven't even seen it yet.
I tried.
Yeah, without me. Why? Whenever
because
you
has
got
a
the
life
perfect fun.
I had a life before you, yes.
Yeah,
I will
you
occasionally
need to watch. You watch movies with me, and you always have a better time. Sure, you might not like a
Of
film, but you
animals.
end up having a better time than if you tried to do it on your own. So that's all I got to say there.
It's one of the silly movies that I've just.
The noises you make.
I'm picturing both of you, Mechanical Orange style, watching Arachnophobia.
Never going to happen.
Oh, Arachnophobia.
No.
Clockwork Orange.
You did a cut of the film, right? Just for Anima.
Yeah,
What?
you fast forwarded through it, and I wasn't looking. At my
It was
screen most
super
of the
fast.
time.
I sped it up to the opening titles all the way to them going into the jungle, And right when they're in the jungle, it cuts immediately to the end of them in San Francisco and the earthquake, and then titles, ending titles. That was the version of the film for her.
What's the point even?
Because it was funny. That's the point. It was funny to do that.
They're just movies I don't need to see. And that's one of them.
Oh my God, Reed, I'm going to tell you, people that drive with their fucking knees, I hate seeing that. I do not want to be in the car with somebody who drives that way. My ex-girlfriend, Patty, who I'm still friends with, she did this thing that freaked me out one day where we're going to go for a long trip. She decided she was going to drive, and she's sitting there. Then we get about, 45 minutes to an hour into the drive. And it's going to be like a 3 to 4 hour drive. She suddenly rolls her window down. She kicks her shoe off and puts it under the seat and puts her foot out the fucking window, left foot.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? 3 and 10, Jesus Christ, 3 and 10. Oh my fucking God. If you're fucking tired, just pull over and I'll drive. I was so freaked out by that. Oh, man.
I hate
nobody should be that fucking chill driving.
Feet on the dashboard when they're in the passenger seat. That is so unsafe. You should see an X-ray of accident victims who did that. Bad decision.
What just happened to our screen?
I don't know.
I saw it jump.
That was on your end only.
So that's it. Let's get out of here. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it. I want to thank who was first here today? D. Bud Martin was first in the house today. D. Bud, Penny, Fluff Chicken Productions, Connie Cleary, Gambit 1987, Snortapoopus Tuber, Andy Morrow, Venzinger, Read by Nature, Das Wolfen, Joe's Atmosphere, Paul Says, War Monkey, Cam's Crash Courses, Fire Owl, Real Popcorn Geek, DJ Plain Ice, Samuel Proctor, and John Doe Juggalo. Thank you all for being here today. It was fun hanging out for a little bit.
Did you mention Penny and John?
I hope what?
Did you mention Penny and
this
Wolfen? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, both. I got it both.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
So,
that's what.
Or this one's more for you right now.
Daddy, chill.
All right.
So that's it, guys. We're gonna get the hell out of here. I hope you enjoyed the show today, where we got to talk about this film a little bit, some of the trivia behind it, the lead up into making it. And I am a fan of Luc Besson. There are certain films of his that I'm not a fan of. I enjoyed them for what they're worth. Like, I know there are a lot of people that love The Fifth Element.
I am one of them.
Never got through it.
No, but not a fan. I love the visual effects. I love the comedy. The action was good, but overall story was. And when I found out that he wrote it as a kid, and I'm like, that's what it is.
Yeah,
it feels like it was written by a kid, and so whatever. It's got some great stuff, and I love Gary Oldman.
You have to take it for what it is.
Funny in it. And what is it?
It's a simple movie. That's it.
You didn't sell it, not at all. You're gonna try to sell it to me.
Did you see 3 Days to Die? With Costner. That's Luc Besson, right?
No, it's 3 Days to Kill.
To Kill is it one?
Yeah, I enjoyed that film. So, I love Fifth Element. Shame they only made half the script. I just don't know why I'm not a fan of it, but I do like elements of it. I love the whole. It feels like French version of heavy metal, Metal Hurlant. It has that feel to it. But I really wanted to like it. And there's stuff in it that make me laugh, like when she says multipass. I just fucking crack up at that. There are just certain things in it that were just, and the soundtrack, for the most part, I didn't like. The end song I liked. That was Peter Gabriel and an Irish band. I can't think of their name right now. Something Forest. They did a song with Peter Gabriel doing backing vocals on it for that film. Good stuff. But we'll probably still do it one day because it's a film worth talking about. The visual effects in it were incredible. I hated Chris Tucker in it. I think that's probably one of the things I disliked in the film. His character is so annoying.
Man.
Yeah, everybody either likes or hates that character. And I wasn't sure when I first saw the movie, and then I went back the second time. All right, he's fine. He serves his purpose.
I don't know. I'll try watching again so Anna and I can watch it. But I'd like to see more movies in that visual style. Yeah, it's very Blade Runner-esque, although that one's less apocalyptic and dystopian in its film. But still, it has that heavy metal feel to it, which I like. So anyway, we're out of here, guys. Everybody have a great hump day. Remember, humping means you love someone.
No.